Hello everybody. Today we are doing melodic dictation. So we're taking the lessons that we learned on Monday and we're applying further leaps to our melodic dictations now. So further leaps in this case being leaps of a fourth, fifth, or sixth, or potentially even sevenths and tritones, okay? They're going to be typically limited to being within a tonic or dominant context, but as we've seen, we've got do up to la and re up to te, or pardon me, me up to te, which was kind of a weird one. So in any case, let's go ahead and do a little bit of warm-up, and then I've got 3 melodies for you to dictate. So make sure that you've got some pencil and paper ready. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start here. Major, 1, 2, major, scale. I think I snapped enough. I don't know. I'll find out. Ready? Let's go up a whole step. Major, 1, 2, major, scale. Okay, let's go here. Let's do harmonic minor. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our first one for today. So, B major, 4 measures. I'm going to give you 3 listens. Okay, so we start on sol. That's a pickup. As you can see, it's a pickup to measure 1. Okay, so 4 complete measures after the pickup. I'm only giving you 3 listens because while there is some rhythmic trickery afoot, there's not a lot of melodic activity in this one, okay? So really try to listen for your arpeggios, okay? Right? And, the rhythms are relatively repetitive, so look for those repetitions and really dig into those, okay? Remember that also, rhythmically now, we have access to dotted 8th, 16th rhythms and other 16th note-based rhythms, so make sure that we're also listening for our subdivisions. So, okay, I'm going to play it down here where it's written. Okay? Starts on sol. This is going to be my quarter note. Okay? 3 listens. Here's listen 1 of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you could hear that clearly. I'm going to go ahead and give you 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. Listen 2 of 3. Hopefully you got most or all of the rhythms, and hopefully you got a good amount of the contour. Now remember, when we say contour, we don't just mean up and down. But hopefully, if you're listening for contour, you're also trying to recognize where you might hear a tonic versus a dominance sound. That will really help you zero in your pitches. So, let's go ahead and try this again. Here we go. 3 beats and you're in. This is our quarter note. 1, 2, 3. Okay, take 20 more seconds. So, by this point, hopefully we realized that any sort of big intervals, any sort of big leaps are all within are tonic arpeggios. Okay, so hopefully we've gotten a fair amount of the pitches and all of the rhythms. Let's use this third and final listen to go ahead and really nail everything else. I know that I'm not giving you a ton of listens here, but I think you guys can do it. This is kind of, I think, a good warm-up one for today. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, take about 10 seconds to finish up your thoughts. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So, I played you the first half. I ended at the fourth measure, okay? It keeps on going, and there's actually, this is a great one for singing because it outlines your 4 chord quite nicely at one point. So, notice that in the beginning, and then we skip up to me, right? We're just outlining the tonic triad, and then we skip back down from me down to sol, which is a big leap, but hopefully you keep sol in your ears, right? Right? This is the first note that we get that isn't part of our tonic triad in that second measure. We get re, but then we sit on re for a while, and then we just stepwise up to fa, right? And then from fa we just go to sol, and then walk our way down, with a little bit of a detour to mi on the way down. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so hopefully you got all or most of that. This one's pretty straightforward. Ideally, I would have probably given you an extra listen for this one if it were more of a quiz-based context, but in any case, this one's pretty straightforward. The biggest leaps that we have are within our tonic triad, so any of those leaps at this point should be fair game for us. Things will get more complicated when we get to our dominant leaps and then leaps that are to chords other than 1 and 5, but this one should hopefully be pretty comfortable for us by now, okay? So let's take a look at our second one. We've got 3 of these today. This one I'm going to give you 5 listens. This is the longest one we're going to do. This is 8 measures, okay? 8 measures. Now, this one has this weird rhythm. I'm just going to tell you, this weird rhythm that occurs because some composers would do this type of rhythm where it's an 8th note, 16th rest, 16th note, which as we know is the same in terms of attack as a dotted 8th, 16th, but it just gives a little bit of separation in the middle. So it looks pretty gnarly, but for your purposes, you can just go ahead and put dotted 8th, 16th whenever you see a rhythm like this in this passage. So we're in G major. Okay, we start on mi, right? This one is going to be a little bit trickier, I think. So I'm going to give you 5 listens for it. 5 listens. 5 or 6 is what I would probably give you in a quiz. So this is going to be kind of the most quiz-like one that we'll be doing today. 8 measures, and that's after this pickup. So notice that we've got a beat and a quarter of pickup here. Okay? So I'm going to play it up here. Right? So yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just figuring out the tempo. Here we go. Here's our quarter note tempo. Ready? So I'm going to give us only 2 beats, and then we're in on pickups to beat 3. Ready? Let's go a little bit slower. There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, E, and. Okay, so go ahead and let's take 30 seconds at the beginning, 30 seconds to gather your thoughts. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another listen to this one. 1 E and a 2 E and that's our tempo. Okay. Ready? Okay, so 2 beats and we're in. 1 and 2 E and. Okay, so this is coming up on listen 3. We're at the midpoint right now. We're at the midpoint. At this point, you should have a pretty good idea as to rhythm, okay, hopefully, and a fairly good idea as to notes, at least at the beginning and at the end, okay? So, this is the midpoint, okay? Still a lot of time, okay? 1 E and 2 E and. Okay, here's listen 4 of 5. So it's kind of a quick count off, but I don't want to give a whole extra measure. Okay, I think we can get it. Okay, so here's your 2 beats of pickup. Listen 4 of 5. 1 E and 2 E and. Okay, so here's your final listen. This is listen 5 of 5. Try to clean up anything that you've still got, any loose ends you've got hanging around. Here we are, listen 5 of 5. Ready? 1 E and 2 E and. Take about 10 seconds to finish up. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So, lots and lots of this kind of implied dotted rhythm. Okay. So we've got lots and lots of scale steps, which is nice. I would imagine one of the hardest measures is the third measure, right? So we work our way down. okay? And then we just get to a tonic triad, right? 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 This is where it gets a little bit tricky because then we go, everything moves up a step. Right? What triad would that be? We've got Re, we've got Fa, and we've got La. That's a 2 chord. Yeah, we've actually got an outlining of our 2 chord here, so kind of tricky. And then we go down to Mi, Re, and then we kind of reset everything again. And then here, instead of going to our tonic chord, we go from Sol up to Sol, and then walk our way down. Right? So we have our kind of... Right? And then we just have a little bit of a tag at the end. Okay? So I'd mention that the first half was harder than the second half. But hopefully after 5 listens, we were able to get all or most of that. Especially because the hardest rhythmic activity repeats. So you get 2 chances every listen to catch it. So hopefully you were able to glob onto that. Okay? So let's do one more dictation for today. This one, 4 listens, 4 measures. Okay? I'm giving you more listens than I would give you on a quiz because this one does some kind of tricky things. We're in a minor key. So think about what melodic things could be tricky about a minor key. Hint, hint. I'm going to go ahead and give you 4 listens for this one. It's also in 3/2. So I'm going to go ahead and conduct this in on quarter notes, right? But 3/2 is technically speaking a compound time, at least for, well, let's see, in this case, I guess it could be either. Take that back. It's not a compound time. It's a simple time. I don't know what I'm thinking. Pardon me. Scratch that. So, in any case, it's going to be our quarter note, okay? We're in F minor. Okay? Starts down here. Okay? This is going to be our quarter note. Okay? It might seem a little brisk, but don't worry. Rhythmically, there's not a ton going on in this one. This one's going to be trickier melodically, okay? So 4 listens, 4 measures, F minor. Ready? I'm gonna give you 3 and we're in. Okay, I'm gonna give you half a measure and we're in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a little bit of a weird one, especially in the middle there. So, hopefully you got a fair amount of rhythm on that one, okay, and a fair amount of contour. Go ahead and take about 10 more seconds to clarify your thoughts. Really try to nail and dial in on rhythm on the second listen, and also try to get some more of those pitches, okay? So 10 seconds. Okay. Try that again. Listen, 2 of 4. I'm going to give you 3 and we're in. Ready? 1. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a full measure. I'll give you 6 and we're in. It might help us kind of feel what 3/2 is, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do listen 3 of 4. Okay, so we're at the halfway point. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do our fourth and final listen. Everybody, okay, ready? So 6 and we're in, 6 and we're in, fourth and final listen. Try to catch anything that you've missed so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this one. Okay, so this one's tricky, and it's really tricky because the middle gets weird harmonically and rhythmically. It's weird to think of measures in 6. Okay, so let's just talk about the middle and why that gets kind of odd. So we have re, mi, fa, ti, and we would expect it to go to do, but instead it goes to me, right? Right? That's a little weird, but then what's weirder is what happens next. We go from me down to la, right? So that's what happens in that third measure. We've got la, do, ti, re, right? So we've got like a melodic minor type sound, but we're leaping into it. So that means that from the second measure to the third measure, we've got a descending tritone there. Okay, so that's kind of why that gets really tricky. So hopefully you're able to catch that it was a tritone there, or at least here it is going down to la or lay of some kind. Okay, if you put lay, that's close. Okay, that's not a big deal. Okay, so, and then from there to the end, it's straightforward. Okay, we end back up on me, and then we go down to sol, and then do, do, ti, do. Okay, this one was tricky, so that's why I gave you 4 listens, even though it was only 4 measures. Okay, yeah, this one's kind of a tough one. So that's it for melodic dictation for this week. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're doing next time. Harmonic dictation is the name of the game next time. So we're going to continue with chapter 12 next week, but harmonic dictation is the topic for Friday. We're specifically going to be talking about 6 chords in contexts that aren't their deceptive cadences. So we've had 6 already, but 6 has always been deceptive in its resolution. So what we're going to be doing is talking about 6 as tonic expansion or like a predominant chord. Your participation assignment this week, I'm assigning it right now. I told you on Monday to make sure that you had Megamit. I also posted over the past weekend a Megamit tutorial video. So check that out because due Friday, I would like you to have Megamit harmonic dictation mastery through level 6. Okay, this sounds like a lot, and it might seem like a lot, but this is all review at this point, so getting to level 6 shouldn't be that difficult. The material that we're covering right now isn't even in level 6, it gets into level 7. Practice as much as you need. Because it is a bit time consuming, if you do need time, just email me, okay? I'd be happy to give you an extension for the participation for this week, but you got to email me before Friday morning, okay? And send me a copy of your Megamit file so I can see how far you got in your mastery by Friday morning, April 17th at 8 a.m., just like any other participation assignment. So no singing this week, no recording. I just need you to do those Megamit assignments and show me that you've gotten mastery in those first 6 levels. So remember, through level 6, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? So that's all that we have for today. I will see all of you next time when we will be doing some dictation. Take care.